Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.
Nice. The first time I went to Father Joe's with the Hunger Project from Beth Israel, I was a freshman in high school over 4 years ago. It was during COVID, so instead of a bustling cafeteria, there was just a small glass window and a very long line of people waiting. At first, it felt similar to some of the other food serving projects I had done back in New York, but everything changed once the cafeteria opened. It was the interactions. That's what made the difference. As soon as I got my license, I started driving myself downtown every Sunday morning to serve brunch at Father Joe's. Being naturally introverted, I preferred working in the back, preparing meals. But when we were short-staffed, I had no choice but to deliver meals to the tables. One day, I was rushing around delivering meals, and a woman stopped me. So I smiled and asked, "Hi, can I get something for you?" She simply replied, "I just want you to know how much your smile makes a difference. Seeing your young face here every week means the world to so many of us." That comment was like a coach hyping me up at halftime after a rough first half. It changed everything. I'd seen this woman before but never spoken to her, yet her words shifted my entire perspective. After that, I embraced a new role as the runner, inviting people in, getting them seated, and serving them, a task I had never imagined doing before. Within weeks, though, I realized that these kind of interactions happen every single day at Father Joe's. There's something extraordinary about the power of those interactions. They're raw, unfiltered, and deeply human. Whether I was speaking on behalf of Father Joe's at the Tzedakah Fair, leading a group of kids to volunteer, or squeezing in time before a soccer game, every experience with the Hunger Project has left me profoundly fulfilled. It's not just about serving meals, it's about the connections we make and the lives we touch.
On one of my first visits to Father Joe's with a group of students, I helped a woman by getting her a plate of food. As she left, she thanked me and then went out of her way to thank every single student who was with me. Now, every time I return, she sees me, smiles, and thanks me again. It's become a ritual, a connection we share every time I'm there. That woman opened my eyes to something profound. How much of an impact even the smallest act of kindness can have on someone's life. There's a word, sonder, which describes the realization that everyone you meet, whether a stranger or a friend, has a life as full and complex as your own. I feel that every time I walk into Father Joe's. Every thank you, every plate of food I serve, every smile exchanged, I'm reminded of the depth and complexity of the people I'm serving. Last year, I started going to Father Joe's with Beth Israel and Ethan Navarez. He had been leading a group of 6th, 7th, and 8th graders there monthly to volunteer, but when he left for college, he asked me to take over. Stepping into that dining hall for the first time as the new leader, I felt a deep sense of fulfillment. By the time we finished serving countless meals, my perspective on life had shifted. I realized how often I take basic needs like food and water for granted. Volunteering showed me how fortunate I am and how much more I wanted to give back. Each time I go now, I feel grateful, not just for the opportunity to help, but for the chance to bring students along, to share that sense of fulfillment with them, and I believe they feel it too.
Many of us understand the deep emphasis Judaism places on tzedakah. Often we equate tzedakah with charity, but at its heart, tzedakah means justice. Justice is a core Jewish value. Pursuing it is not just a suggestion, it's a commandment. We're called to lift up the poor, to welcome the stranger, and to feed the hungry. Because in the eyes of justice, all people are equal. No matter what someone has or doesn't have, no one is less than. Each person deserves the dignity of being treated as an equal. When we witness the injustice of hunger in a world so full of abundance, we're called to act. Here in San Diego, more than 500,000 of our neighbors don't know where their next meal is going to come from. And today, as we fast, we get a small glimpse of that hunger, the gnawing in our bellies, the loss of focus, the irritability that colors our day. This discomfort is temporary for us, but for too many, it's a daily reality. It is our moral obligation to alleviate their suffering. From out of the depths of this hunger, there is hope. Today, we have the opportunity to take a step closer to a more just world. For over 38 years, Beth Israel, in partnership with St. Vincent de Paul, has worked tirelessly to pursue justice for San Diego's most vulnerable. The Hunger Project has only succeeded because of you. Your generosity of time and resources has provided over 1 million meals to those in need. Yet, despite this, our work is far from over.
Rising costs and staffing challenges have affected all of us, and the Hunger Project is no exception. But there is hope. The dining room is bursting each weekend, and just as we have done, we invite you to take action. Visit the website, sign up to volunteer, and dedicate a few hours to making a tangible difference. And this morning, we are also asking you to join us in donating today to the Hunger Project. The notion of communal responsibility is a driving force for us, and is both witnessed and modeled by countless volunteers each week at the Hunger Project. We model by caring for each other. We help. We welcome the stranger. We comfort the bereaved. We shelter the unhoused. And we feed the hungry. This is our work, our responsibility. We cannot turn a blind eye. It is not for us to assume someone else will help in our stead. It is for us to uplift each other, to work together to do our part of tikkun, of repair. May we never know the depths of involuntary hunger, and may we and our families be inscribed and sealed in the book of life. Gemara Chatima Tova.